The organization that I've chosen to evaluate is USAA, a company that I've worked for the last 10 years. In 1922, 25 Army officers realized that none of them could obtain decent automobile insurance because they were too much of a liability. They banded together and decided to insure each other. That's how USAA was started. Nearly 95 years later, the company has approximately 12.8 million members, offers 52.1 million products, has 34,000 employees, and has returned over $1.8 billion to its members. USA has received countless awards and rankings. USA was named the world's most ethical company for the last 4 years. In 2019, Forbes recognized USA as being the best employer for diversity and for new grads. In 2020, USAA was listed as #2 for military-friendly company and #3 for military-friendly brand. They also were named a military spouse-friendly employer. The above key attributes were created in the 1980s through multiple interviews with executives and analysts who helped decide what a company should be admired for. For a company to be surveyed by Forbes, they must have an estimated $10 billion in revenue and be a high ranker in comparison to like companies in their industry. The above attributes are not defined for the executives who are given the survey. The survey just states that the rating should be on their firsthand knowledge of the company or anything that they may have witnessed or heard. The interpretation of each attribute is up to the survey. Companies are rated on these 8 dimensions: innovativeness, quality of management, long-term investment value, social responsibility to the community and the environment, people management, quality of products and services, financial soundness, use of corporate assets, and if international, which USA is, there's a 9th dimension, which is effectiveness in doing business globally. The first thing that I would like to talk about is the major issue that USA is currently facing. The Office of the Comptroller of Currency conducted an audit of USAA, the USA Bank program, and the results were less than stellar. The government agency found major issues with the way the bank was managing risks. Based on the size and mission of the association, the risk management program was found to be insufficient. The OCC issued a cease and desist order that showed the following findings. 1. The bank has failed to implement and maintain an effective bank-wide risk management program, measure it with its size, complexity, and risk profile. 2. The bank's internal controls and information systems do not comply with the guidelines established. 3. The bank's internal audit program is insufficient. 4. The bank has failed to implement and maintain an effective compliance management system that includes processes and practices designed to manage consumer compliance risks, support compliance with consumer protection-related laws and regulations, and prevent consumer harm. And 5, the bank has failed to implement and maintain an effective, comprehensive IT program, and its IT program is not in compliance with guidelines. This data shows that the dimension that USA is lacking in is quality of management. Quality of management is managing all tasks and job roles that need to be accomplished in order to be successful. This includes quality control and quality improvement. With USAA failing to have a strong risk program, it is fitting that this downfall fall under the quality of management category. When regulators audit businesses, this is public record. This can cause serious ramifications for USAA. The biggest one USA is currently facing is reputation loss. In an interview, Ken Thomas, a bank analyst, said, "The order is serious and troubling." In addition, he said, "I would not consider this just failing to cross our T's and dot our I's. This is very significant. If it were a small bank in Iowa, we wouldn't care that much. But for a bank of this size, we expect that they have state-of-the-art technology, compliance, risk management, and they don't." On top of that, stakeholders learning that their bank is in trouble, USA also agreed to be, on top of the stakeholders learning that their bank is in trouble, USA also agreed to be monitored by the OCC as it works out its various issues. With multiple changes and fear of job loss, USA will continue to suffer from employees leaving the company. USA had 805 fewer employees on the payroll, reporting 66,600 workers as of December 2018. USA overall employs more than 32,000 workers. On the OCC website, they clearly state that violations of the guidelines will result in civil money penalty orders. This current consent order did not include a fine or require restitution to the members, but in this situation, if the situation is not rectified quickly, that could easily change. USAA is more of a mechanistic organization because it has centralized power and hierarchical communications. There are multiple factors to consider when talking about the internal and external forces that influence the choice of the organizational structures, business strategy, external environment, organizational talent and size, employee expectations, and organizational change. USA's culture is built from its code, which the code is, at USAA, we are dedicated to the financial well-being of our members and their families. We do this by upholding the highest standards and ensuring that our corporate business activities and individual employee conduct reflect good judgment and strong principles and are consistent with our core values of service, loyalty, honesty, and integrity. In doing this, we continue to foster a culture of trust with our members, coworkers, and community. Conscious culture comes from goals, values, and behaviors that are taught, tracked, and enforced by the company. Conscious culture fosters love and care and builds trust between a company's team members and its stakeholders. A few factors of conscious culture are accountability, transparency, and integrity. Based on USA's core values, they align closely with conscious culture. Those values are service, loyalty, honesty, and integrity. The standards are keep our mission and member first, live our core values, be compliant and manage risk, build trust and help each other succeed, embrace diversity, and be purposefully inclusive and innovative and build for the future. It is important that as a leader, I use the 8-step change to help USAA improve the quality of management. Number one, by creating a sense of urgency. I would call a town hall informing all bank employees of the situation at hand. I would be upfront with about the OCC's audit and the work we have to do moving forward. I would set a realistic time frame with milestones throughout. I would set quick wins for 15 days out and long-term goals for 30 or more days. Second, building a guiding coalition. I will create an executive management group that will help oversee this. Third, form a strategic vision and initiatives. The strategic vision is from today moving forward, USAA Bank will know the risk, attack the risk, and prevent future risks. We will create multiple new teams that will solely focus on managing, controlling, and evaluating the risk of the bank. The fourth, enlist a volunteer army. I will have the executive management team form teams in their corresponding departments to be the champions for change. 5, enable action by removing barriers. I want the teams to fail fast. Perfection is not the answer. We are looking for progress, and progress does not come without trying new and innovative solutions. There will be no limits on suggestions provided and processes tried. 6, generate short-term wins. I would like to have monthly recognition meetings. This will allow everyone to see and hear about the progress we are making, as well as give those that are leading the way an opportunity to be recognized. 7, sustain acceleration. Once we have our small wins, we will continue to press on the gas. We will not slow down until we are far ahead of the regulators. 8, institute change. Once all the changes are in place, we will create a continuity to help all new employees learn the processes and procedures for mitigating risk, and will conduct bi-monthly meetings to help keep the employees refreshed. And working at a Fortune 500 company, you often hear that the only thing constant is change. While this is an accurate statement, the other constant is resistance to change. There are many forms of resistance I could be met with when delivering the suggested changes. One being group inertia. Since the bank department has grown accustomed to the standard way of working, it is safe to say that some team members will try to adapt change while others will fight it. Group norms could act as an impediment to the change. In order to combat this, I will create a reward system to help foster innovation, collaboration, and the buy-in for change. Threatened expertise. With a new department being created, some employees may have to cross-train and some will resist because they feel they won't know the role or that they are leaving the role that they have become an expert in. This is also called the fear of the unknown. Resource allocation being third. We'll be spending a lot of time and additional funds to set up a program up and have it run effectively. Some employees will fear that their job could be in jeopardy or that certain luxuries that they are used to, such as monetary rewards, will go away. In order to manage the resistance properly, I will ensure that as a leadership team, we are taking a holistic view of the organization as well as fostering an open communication. We will have an open door policy and we want to be fully transparent with our actions. The subsystem realignment will be a big shift, but it will be manageable. We'll be bringing in an external leader to oversee a brand new team. That leader will hire internally and externally to build the best qualified team for the job. It is very important to consider all aspects of the organizational change. This is from the structure to the design to the culture. There are 3 important steps to remember when managing a culture, and those are taking advantage to the existing culture, teaching the organizational culture, and changing the organizational culture. Understanding the 4 kinds of culture conflict will greatly assist when trying to create and maintain a healthy culture while leading change. Those types of conflict are dominating, collaborative, avoidant, and passive aggressive. Lastly, I want to ensure that we are creating a culture of inclusion. This is the intent to increase the minority representation. This type of culture will help us drive innovation forward in the present and in the